I didn't know a birthday could feel like a warning until the moment my mom said, "Close your eyes," and my boyfriend laughed like he already knew the punchline. It was barely 7 p.m., the kind of cold evening where your breath looks like smoke and your fingers go numb holding cheap paper plates. Our party was in the apartment complex parking lot because our living room was too small, and Mom had worked a double shift at the hospital cafeteria. There were maybe 12 people, my cousin, 2 neighbors, my best friend Tasha, and one person who always managed to make every room feel smaller. Derek. He leaned against his black truck like it belonged in a music video, not outside Building C with flickering lights and a dented trash can. He wore that smile that used to make me feel chosen until it started making me feel owned. "Okay," Mom said, her voice shaky. "Open?" I opened my eyes. A small car sat in front of me under the orange street lamp, wrapped in a silver cover that fluttered in the wind. For a second, my brain refused to accept it. We weren't the kind of family that surprised anyone with a car. We were the kind of family that calculated groceries down to the last dollar and reused birthday candles because flame doesn't expire. Mom pulled the cover off with both hands. Pearl white, clean, real, not luxury but perfect. The kind of car that means you stop walking home alone after late classes. The kind of car that means your mom sleeps at night. I stared so hard my eyes burned. "Mom," my voice cracked. "How I saved," she said softly. "Every extra shift, every overtime, I wanted you safe, I wanted you free." People clapped, Tasha squealed, my cousin whistled. I felt something swell in my chest so big it scared me, then Derek spoke. "Is this it?" he said, loud enough for everyone. "That's the surprise?" The clapping died like someone snapped a cord. I turned. "Derek, don't." He walked around the car slowly like a judge inspecting a cheap suit. He tapped the hood with his knuckles. "It's tiny," he said, "and white gets dirty fast, you're gonna look broke." My stomach dropped. "My mom bought it," Derek shrugged. "Yeah, I can tell." Mom's face changed like someone shut a door behind her eyes. "Mia, honey," she asked, forcing a smile, "do you like it?" I wanted to scream yes. I wanted to hug her until my arms ached. But Derek leaned closer to me, his voice low, private, poisonous. "Don't get emotional," he murmured. "You're acting like she handed you a mansion." I pulled back. "What is wrong with you?" He smiled wider. "Nothing, I'm just honest." "Honest is saying thank you," I snapped loud now. "Not embarrassing my mom." Derek's eyes hardened and that familiar cold settled over his face, the one I saw right before he started twisting things. "Embarrassing her?" he echoed. "Mia, I'm trying to help you. This is your life, people judge. You want to drive around in something that looks like a rental?" Tasha stepped forward. "Derek, chill." He ignored her. He looked straight at my mom. "Mrs. Ramirez, no disrespect, but if you're going to buy your daughter a car, why not get something nicer? Something that matches her." Mom didn't flinch. "This matches her," she said quietly, "because she's humble." "And grateful," Derek laughed. "Grateful for what? A used hatchback with what, 100,000 miles? I felt heat rise up my neck. "Stop." He didn't. "I told her I'd get her something better when we move in together. But now you've put this idea in her head like she can do everything alone." Mom's head lifted. "She can." Derek turned to me, voice sharp. "So this is what you want, your mom running your relationship?" I swallowed. "My mom is the only person here who's ever sacrificed for me without asking for anything back." For a second, Derek looked stunned, then angry, because truth hits him like an insult. "Fine," he said, stepping closer. "Choose. Me or this." My hands shook. "Are you serious?" "Dead serious," he said. "Because if you pick her side, don't come crying when life gets hard. This little car isn't going to pay your rent." Mom's voice cut through the air, calm and deadly. "Break up with him?" Everyone froze. Derek blinked like he hadn't heard right. "Excuse me?" "I said break up with him," Mom repeated, eyes on me. "I watched you cry in the bathroom last month because he disappeared for 2 days. I watched you blame yourself. That's not love, that's control." Derek scoffed. "You don't know our relationship." "I know men," Mom said, "and I know you." His jaw clenched. "Mia, tell her to stop." I looked at him and realized something terrifying. I wasn't scared of losing him. I was scared of what he'd do when he realized he couldn't control me anymore. "I'm not telling her to stop," I said, voice trembling but steady. "You should have stopped a long time ago." Derek's stare sharpened. He leaned in close so only I could hear. "You think you're brave, you're nothing without me." My heart hammered. Move. He stepped back, switching to a smile for the audience. Happy birthday, babe, he said loudly, performing. Enjoy your little charity gift. My mom reached into her coat pocket and pressed something into my palm. Keys. A real key fob, a tiny tag that said MIA in black letters. My eyes filled. Mom, she whispered, you don't owe anyone your peace. Then she said it like a knife turning. If you won't pick a better man, I will, she said gently. My friend's son, Jason Brooks, he plays football, he's respectful. I can arrange a coffee meeting, just talk, that's all. A few people murmured. Derek's smile cracked. A football player, he mocked, please. You're trying to replace me with some athlete? Mom's eyes didn't blink. He has a scholarship, he helps his mother, he doesn't insult gifts. Derek's face went dark. If you go on that meeting, we're done. I stared at him. The words came out before I could stop them. Maybe that's the gift I needed. Silence. Heavy, loud. Derek stepped close again, but this time his voice was a whisper like a threat wearing perfume. Careful, Mia. You don't know what you're walking into. My skin went cold. What does that mean? He didn't answer. He backed away, eyes locked on mine. Check the glove box, he said almost casually. Then tell me how amazing your mom is. He turned and walked into the night like he hadn't just set my entire life on fire. Inside, the party tried to recover. Someone turned up music. Someone sliced cake. People laughed too loudly, but I couldn't taste anything. I couldn't hear anything over the echo of Derek's words. Check the glove box. My phone buzzed. A bank notification, auto loan approved. My breath stopped. I hadn't applied for a loan. I didn't even have time to apply for a loan. I was behind on my credit card, not shopping dealerships. I looked at my mom across the table. She was smiling, handing a plate to my cousin, but her fingers were shaking. Mom, I whispered, what is this? She flinched like my voice hurt her. It's okay, Mija. My phone buzzed again, unknown number. He's not mad about the car, he's mad because he lost control. My mouth went dry. I typed back with trembling thumbs, who is this? No response, just another message. Open the glove box, don't do it inside. Don't let him see your face when you read it. I stood up so fast my chair scraped the floor. I need air, I said, forcing a smile at everyone, pretending I wasn't about to throw up. Outside, the cold slapped me awake. The parking lot looked different now, darker, emptier, like the light had pulled away on purpose. The white car sat under the street lamp, clean and innocent, like it didn't know it was holding a secret. I walked to the driver's side and unlocked it. My hands were shaking so hard the keys rattled. I opened the glove box. A thick brown envelope slid out and landed on my lap. My name was written across it in black marker. MIARAMIREZ. I tore it open. Paperwork, photocopies, loan forms, a copy of my ID, and a signature on the dotted line that looked like mine but didn't feel like mine, like someone had practiced writing my life until it matched. Then my eyes dropped to the cosigner section. My mom's name was there, and next to it was another name, one I had never seen before. Jason Brooks. My heart slammed so hard it hurt. Why was Jason's name on my loan? Why would my mom involve someone I'd never met? And how did Derek know to tell me to check this? My phone buzzed again. A new message, this time from Derek. Now you understand, your birthday wasn't a gift. It was a setup. If you want the revenge and the truth that's coming, subscribe, because the next thing I found wasn't in the envelope, it was someone watching me from the passenger side window. I didn't scream when I saw the shadow at the passenger side window. Not because I wasn't scared, but because fear has a sound, and whoever was watching me felt like the kind of danger that listens for it. My breath fogged the glass. The parking lot was almost empty now, party music muffled upstairs, laughter fake and far away. The street lamp flickered once, twice, then steadied. That's when I saw him clearly, tall, broad shoulders, hoodie pulled low, not Derek. My heart skipped hard enough to hurt. I locked the doors with a sharp click and held the envelope tight against my chest like proof that I wasn't crazy. The shadow lifted a hand slowly and tapped the glass, soft, controlled. Tap, tap. My phone buzzed, unknown number, don't panic, he's not here to hurt you. That didn't help at all, I typed back with shaking fingers. Then why is he watching me? 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. He's watching to protect you. Because you just walked into something bigger than a breakup. The shadow stepped back, raising both hands slowly, palms open. He angled himself so the light hit his face. My chest tightened. It was him, Jason Brooks. I recognized him instantly from local news clips, from the framed photo on my mom's dresser she pretended not to keep. The college football star, the scholarship kid everyone talked about like he was already a legend. He leaned closer to the glass but didn't touch it this time. His lips moved. "It's okay," he mouthed. "Roll the window down." Every instinct screamed no, but another part of me, the part that had survived Derek, the part that had learned how danger really works, told me this man wasn't the threat tonight. I lowered the window 2 inches. "That's enough," I said. "Talk." Jason exhaled like he'd been holding his breath for days. "Your ex told you to check the glove box, didn't he?" My stomach twisted. "How do you know Derek?" His jaw tightened. "Because Derek tried to use me." That sentence landed heavier than anything else so far. I opened the door and stepped out, keeping distance. "Start talking, slowly." Jason nodded. "Your mom came to me 3 weeks ago. She was desperate. She said Derek was pressuring you, isolating you, and threatening to ruin your credit if you ever left him." My knees felt weak. Derek had joked about my credit score before. "I never thought she wanted a safety net," Jason continued. "A way to get you a car fast without Derek interfering. I told her not to sign anything without you." I swallowed. "But she did." "Yes," he said quietly, "because Derek didn't just pressure you, he pressured her." The night felt colder. Jason pulled out his phone and unlocked it, turning the screen toward me. "Your ex works with a guy at a used dealership. They target women with limited credit, especially ones with controlling partners. The plan is simple. Get the loan approved, keep the woman dependent, then threaten default." My chest burned. "You're saying Derek planned this?" "He planned to own you," Jason said. "The loan, the car, the guilt, all of it." My hands started shaking again. "Then why is your name on the loan?" Jason didn't flinch. "Because I stopped it from being worse." Silence stretched between us. "He wanted to co-sign himself," Jason said. "I convinced your mom to let me step in instead. If Derek's name was there, you'd never get free." I stared at the papers again, the signatures blurring. "So you just put yourself in my life?" "No," he said firmly. "I put myself between you and someone dangerous." My phone buzzed again, this time Derek's name flashing across the screen. "Derek, feeling stupid yet?" Jason glanced at it. "He knows you're reading the truth now," I answered before I could stop myself. "What did you do, Derek?" His reply came instantly. "You really thought the car was love? Your mom borrowed from a stranger. You're in debt because of her. And you'll always need someone like me to clean up her mess." Something inside me snapped clean and sharp. Jason watched my face change. "That's the moment," he said quietly. "That's when control stops working." Upstairs, the party door opened. My mom stepped out, scanning the lot, panic etched across her face when she saw me standing there. "Mia," she whispered, rushing over. I was so scared. I held up the envelope. "Why didn't you tell me?" Tears spilled down her cheeks instantly. "Because I didn't want you to choose fear over freedom." Jason stepped back respectfully. "Mrs. Ramirez?" She nodded at him, ashamed. "I'm sorry I involved you." He shook his head. "You did what mothers do, you protected your child." Derek's truck engine roared at the end of the lot, my stomach clenched. "He's not done," Jason said, "and this is where the story changes." I turned to him. "How?" "Because Derek doesn't know one thing yet," Jason replied, eyes dark. "The dealership he's working with, I already sent their records to the bank. And the league lawyers," my breath caught. "You did what?" "I play football," he said, "but I don't play dirty, he does." Derek's truck slowed as it passed, headlights washing over us. His eyes locked on Jason, and for the first time I saw something new there. Fear. My phone buzzed one last time. "Derek, tell your new hero he can't save you." I typed back, fingers steady now. "He already did." If you want to see how a man who thought he owned everything loses it piece by piece, subscribe, because what Derek did next turned my birthday into the beginning of his end. I learned the truth about power the night Derek realized he was losing it. Power doesn't scream, it doesn't threaten, it smiles until it slips. Derek's truck disappeared past the gate, but the echo of his engine stayed in my chest like a warning. Jason didn't move until the red taillights were gone. Only then did he let out a slow breath like he'd been bracing for impact. "This doesn't end tonight," he said quietly. My mom's hands were shaking so hard she had to hold her own wrists. "Mia, we should go inside." No, I said. The word surprised even me. If we go inside, I'll pretend this didn't happen. And I'm done pretending. Jason nodded once, approving. Good, because pretending is what Derek feeds on. I looked at the envelope again, the papers now smeared with my fingerprints, my fear, my trust. You said you sent records to the bank. What does that actually mean? It means Derek made a mistake, Jason said. He tried to move fast, too fast. He didn't know I grew up watching men like him destroy women who didn't know how the system works. My mom swallowed. I didn't know who else to ask. I know, Jason said gently, and that's why this isn't on you. My phone vibrated again, not a message, a notification. Credit alert, new inquiry detected. My heart jumped. What now? Jason leaned over my shoulder. He's scrambling, trying to open something in your name before the bank freezes him out. Can he do that? I asked, panic rising. Not if we're faster. Jason pulled out his phone and dialed a number I didn't recognize. I need you awake, he said when someone answered. Yeah, it's me. No, not the game. It's a fraud situation. He paced as he spoke, voice calm, precise. Every word felt like a wall being built between me and the chaos Derek had planted. While Jason talked, my mom grabbed my hand. I should have told you everything, she whispered. He came to me weeks ago, Derek. He said you were stressed, that you needed a car fast or you'd miss opportunities. He knew exactly what to say. My chest tightened. You talked to him alone? She nodded, ashamed. He offered to help, said he had connections. Then he started pressuring me, calling late, saying if I didn't sign, you'd leave school. Rage burned clean and sharp in my veins. He used you? Yes, she said, eyes filling. And I let him? No, I said firmly. He targeted you. Jason hung up and turned back to us. Okay, the bank flagged the dealership. Derek's friend is already under review. Any new accounts tied to Mia's name will be frozen by morning. Relief hit me so hard I had to sit on the curb. Jason crouched in front of me, keeping distance, respectful. There's more you need to know. My stomach sank. Of course there is. He's been telling people a story, Jason continued. That you're unstable, that your mom manipulates you, that you're desperate for attention. I laughed once, bitter. He always liked controlling the narrative. That narrative is about to collapse, Jason said. But when it does, he'll try something else. What? I asked. Jason's eyes lifted to the building above us. Public humiliation? As if summoned by the word, my phone rang. Derek, I didn't answer. Another call, then another. A text followed. Derek, you think you won? I just posted the truth. My hands went cold. Posted where? Jason's jaw tightened. Check social media. I opened the app. My stomach dropped, a video grainy, cropped out of context. Me weeks ago crying in Derek's truck after a fight. No sound. Just my face twisted with emotion. The caption read, when you realize some girl's fake innocence to trap men, dodged a bullet. Comments were already flooding in. Yikes. Red flag. Feel bad for the guy. Her mom probably raised her this way. My vision blurred. My mom gasped. He recorded you. Jason's voice cut through my panic. Look at me, Mia. I did. This is his last move, he said, because once he attacks your image, he has nothing else. My hands shook. People are believing him? For now, Jason replied, but truth travels slower than lies and hits harder. How? I whispered. Jason stood, pulling out his phone again. Because Derek doesn't know I've been recording him too. I stared. What? Every call, every threat, every message he sent your mom. I told you I don't play dirty, I play prepared. My heart pounded. Then why didn't you stop him sooner? Because men like Derek destroy themselves when they think they're winning, Jason said. We needed him confident. Another notification popped up. Derek live now, my breath caught. He's going live, Jason nodded. Good. Inside, the party had died completely. People hovered near windows, whispering. I stood up, legs steady now, fear turning into something else, something sharp. What do we do? I asked. Jason met my eyes. We let him talk. The live video popped up. Derek's face filled my screen, confident, smug, performing for sympathy. She used me, he said to the camera. Her mom pushed her into debt. And now she's running around with some athlete like money fixes everything. My hands clenched. Jason leaned closer. Wait for it. Derek smiled wider. I have proof. Jason's phone chimed. He smiled for the first time. And now so do we. If you think this ends with words, you don't know revenge yet. Subscribe because in the next part, Derek presses play on the wrong proof and exposes himself to everyone watching. The moment Derek said, "I have proof," I felt something strange settle into my chest. Not fear, not panic, clarity, because men like Derek don't understand one thing until it's too late. Proof cuts both ways. His live stream filled my phone screen. He sat in his truck, dome light on, jaw sharp, eyes bright with the kind of confidence that comes right before a fall. The comments were flying so fast they blurred. "Tell your side, expose her, receipts or it didn't happen," Derek smirked. "Oh, I've got receipts." Jason leaned close, his voice barely above a whisper. "Don't look away." Derek tapped his screen and shared audio. At first, all anyone heard was static, then his voice smooth, familiar. "You don't need your mom involved, Mia, she's holding you back." My stomach twisted. That was weeks ago. One of the nights he'd picked me up after class when I was too tired to fight. The comments exploded. "See, classic manipulation. He's right." Derek nodded along, performing sadness. "She cried all the time, said she was scared. I tried to help her." Jason's jaw tightened, but he stayed silent. Then Derek hit play again. A second clip started, but this one wasn't what he expected. His voice came out again, but different, sharper, angry. "If you leave me, I'll ruin your credit. Your mom already signed, don't act innocent. I'll make sure you regret this." The live chat stuttered, then erupted. "What the, is that him? Did he just threaten her?" Derek's smile froze. He reached for his phone, fumbling. "Hold on," Jason's phone buzzed in my hand. "Jason, he uploaded the wrong file." My heart slammed. Derek's live stream hadn't cut, the audio kept playing. "You think you can walk away?" Derek's recorded voice snarled. "I own the loan, I own the car, I own you." Silence fell so hard it felt loud. Then the comments turned. "That's abuse, bro just exposed himself. Call the cops." "Someone screen record this." Derek's face drained of color. "That's fake," he stammered, eyes darting. "That's edited." Jason shook his head slowly. "He sent those messages to your mom too?" My phone buzzed again, this time notifications stacking one over another. Video saved, screen recording started, bank fraud report received, the door to our building burst open. Neighbors spilled out. Tasha, my cousin, even people who barely knew my name, all staring at their phones, then at me. My mom covered her mouth with both hands, tears streaming freely now. "Oh my God," up on the screen, Derek panicked. He tried to end the live, but it lagged, buffering, trapping him in his own spotlight. Jason leaned close to my ear. "Now." I stepped forward into the open space of the parking lot. Jason held up his phone, already connected, already live from my account. I took a breath, once, twice. "Hi," I said, my voice steady, calm. "I'm Mia." The comments flooded instantly. "That's her, say something. Is that real?" "I didn't plan to do this tonight," I continued. "But since my ex decided to tell the truth, here's mine." Jason tapped the screen. My messages appeared, screenshots, dates, times. Derek threatening me, Derek pressuring my mom, Derek bragging about the dealership. Gasps rippled through the small crowd around me. "This car," I said, lifting the keys, "was supposed to be my birthday gift, but it became his weapon. He thought debt would keep me quiet." Derek's live finally cut, but it was too late. I looked straight into my camera. To anyone watching, this is what control looks like. It doesn't always bruise your skin. Sometimes it bruises your future. The comments flipped completely. "Queen, I believe her. He's done. Protect her." Jason didn't smile. He just watched Derek's truck at the edge of the lot, engine off now, headlights dark. My phone rang. "Derek," I answered. "What did you do?" He hissed, panic bleeding through every word. "I didn't raise my voice. I didn't insult him. I didn't need to. I told the truth," I said. "And you helped." "You ruined me," he snapped. "No," I replied. "You did that all by yourself." I hung up. Sirens wailed in the distance, not for him yet, but close enough to make his shoulders sag. Jason stepped beside me, not touching, just present. "This is where it turns," he said quietly. I looked at him. "Into what?" "Into consequences." As Derek's truck slowly rolled out of the lot, smaller now, quieter, I realized something powerful. Revenge doesn't always look like anger. Sometimes it looks like freedom with witnesses. If you want to see what happens when Derek tries one last desperate move, and how it backfires harder than anything before, subscribe. Because the next part isn't about exposing him, it's about watching him lose everything he thought he controlled. The first thing Derek lost wasn't his reputation. It was his patience. By morning, his name was everywhere, screenshots stitched together, clips slowed down, captions added by strangers who didn't know me but knew abuse when they heard it. His confidence from the night before had evaporated, replaced by silence that felt louder than any threat he'd ever made. I woke up to my phone vibrating nonstop, not messages from friends, notifications. Bank fraud investigation, opened dealership license under review, university compliance office, contacted Jason, stood in the kitchen with my mom, coffee untouched, eyes fixed on his phone. "He's spiraling," he said quietly. "That's when people make mistakes." I rubbed my temples. "What kind of mistakes?" Jason didn't answer right away. He turned his screen toward me. Derek had posted again, this time not confident, not polished. Just raw anger wrapped in desperation. "She planned this. She used her mom and that football guy to destroy me. I have proof she knew about the loan." I laughed once, sharp and tired. "He still doesn't get it." "No," Jason agreed. "And that's dangerous." My mom reached for my hand. "Mia, maybe we should step back now. You've said enough." I squeezed her fingers. "If I step back, he fills the silence. I won't give him that." As if summoned, my phone rang. Derek. I let it ring, then again, then a text. "Derek, we need to talk, alone." Jason's eyes lifted. "Don't." "I won't be alone," I said, "but I will talk." I typed back, "Public place, coffee shop on 3rd. 1 hour." 3 dots appeared instantly. "Fine," he replied. The cafe smelled like burnt espresso and rain-soaked coats. Derek was already there when we arrived, sitting in the corner, hood up, eyes darting like he expected the walls to record him. Jason didn't sit. He stood a few steps back, visible calm. Derek scoffed. "You brought your bodyguard?" Jason didn't react. I slid into the chair across from Derek. "You wanted to talk?" Derek leaned forward, voice low. "You embarrassed me. You threatened me," I said evenly. "We're not the same." His jaw tightened. "I can still fix this. I'll delete everything. I'll tell people I lied. Just say the loan was your idea." My stomach turned. "You want me to confess to your crime?" He smirked weakly. "People forgive mistakes. They don't forgive women who destroy men." Jason shifted, but I raised my hand slightly. "I had this." "You don't need forgiveness," I said. "You need accountability." Derek's eyes darkened. "You think that football guy will stay when this gets messy, when people dig into your life?" I smiled for the first time since this started. "You already dug. And all you found was yourself." He slammed his palm on the table, making cups rattle. Heads turned. "I made you," he hissed. "Without me, you're nothing." I leaned in, close enough for him to see the truth on my face. "You met me tired, broke, and unsure, and you thought that meant empty. You were wrong." Derek froze. Because something in my voice told him this conversation was over, I stood. Jason stepped forward, placing a small recorder on the table between us. Derek stared at it. "What's that?" "Insurance," Jason said calmly, "for when you forget this meeting happened." We walked out without looking back. That afternoon, the call came, not from Derek, from the bank. The loan was frozen. The dealership was suspended. Derek's name was flagged in multiple reports. His connections vanished overnight. By evening, his posts stopped. By midnight, his account went dark. I sat on my bed, phone quiet for the first time in days, heart finally slowing. My mom knocked softly and came in, sitting beside me. "I'm proud of you," she whispered. I rested my head on her shoulder. I was scared. "You still did it," she said. "That's courage." Jason texted once before sleeping. "Jason, he'll try one last thing they always do. Be ready." I stared at the ceiling, feeling something unfamiliar settle in my chest. Peace. But peace doesn't come without a final test. Because at 2:17 a.m., my phone lit up with a notification that made my breath catch. New tagged post, the real story posted by Derek's brother. And the preview image showed something I thought no one else had. A photo from my birthday night, the envelope in my hands, and my mom crying behind me. If you think revenge is finished when the villain goes quiet, subscribe. Because in the final part, Derek doesn't speak, someone else does, and what they reveal changes everything. The post didn't come from Derek. That's how I knew it was dangerous. I stared at the screen until my eyes burned. The username wasn't his, Evan Hale, Derek's older brother. The caption was short, almost polite. "Since everyone wants the truth, here it is." My hands went cold. Jason called immediately. "Don't open it yet." "I already did," I whispered. the photo loaded fully, me in the parking lot, the envelope half open in my hands. My mom behind me crying, her face turned away like she was ashamed of something she couldn't undo. Comments were already pouring in. Why is her mom crying? Looks staged. This is messy. Where did that envelope come from? Evan posted a second image. A scanned document, my breath caught. It was a power of attorney form dated weeks before my birthday with my name typed neatly at the top. Jason's voice went sharp. That's fake. I know, I said. But people won't. Another post followed. My brother made mistakes, Evan wrote, but he didn't act alone. This was a family decision. Family, I felt sick. My mom stood in the doorway, pale. What is it? They're trying to turn you into the villain, I said quietly, and me into the liar. Her knees buckled. She sat hard on the bed. I never signed that. I know, I said, taking her hands. And that's how this ends. Jason arrived 10 minutes later, calm but alert. Evan's desperate. Derek's accounts are frozen. He's been suspended from work. Evan thinks public pressure will force you to back down. I won't, I said. Jason nodded. Good, because I was hoping you'd say that. He opened his laptop and turned it toward us. I've been quiet for a reason. On the screen was a folder organized, dated, labeled. While Derek was threatening you, Jason continued, he was also bragging to the wrong people, voice notes, DMs, even his brother. My stomach dropped. Evan knew. Jason clicked a file. Evan's voice filled the room, smug and careless. Once the loan's locked, she can't leave. Women like that always come back. My mom covered her mouth. Jason's eyes didn't leave the screen. That audio was sent from Evan's phone to Derek. 2 days before your birthday. I felt something inside me go still, calm, sharp, certain. They planned it, I said, together. Jason nodded, and they documented it. My phone buzzed again, a message request from Evan, EVAN, call me. We can fix this. I smiled without humor. He's scared. Good, Jason said, now we finish it. We didn't respond. Instead, Jason uploaded one final video from my account. No music, no filters, no edits, just me. I looked straight into the camera. My name is Mia, I said. This is the last time I'll explain myself. I laid it all out. Calmly, clearly, dates, messages, threats, the fake documents, and then Jason played the audio, Evan's voice. Derek's voice, planning, laughing, confident. Silence followed. Then the internet did what it always does when the truth finally catches up. The comments exploded, but not against me. Call the police, that's criminal. They planned this. Protect her mom. Within an hour, the post from Evan was gone. Within 2, his account disappeared. By morning, news outlets picked it up not as drama, but as fraud. Derek was charged. Evan was questioned. The dealership owner cooperated to save himself. And the loan, canceled. The car was mine, fully paid, legally transferred, clean. I drove my mom to work that afternoon. She sat in the passenger seat quietly, watching the city pass like she was seeing it for the first time. I'm sorry, she whispered, for bringing danger into your life. I squeezed her hand. You brought me a way out? Jason didn't celebrate, he just smiled once, soft, when he saw me laughing again. Weeks later, we met for coffee, the meeting that was supposed to be a setup. It wasn't dramatic, it was normal. And that's how I knew it was real. Derek lost everything he thought gave him power, money, image, control. I gained something better, my life. If you stayed until the end, subscribe, because this isn't just a story about revenge. It's about what happens when a woman refuses to be owned and chooses herself instead.